Hey, Ben, this is Patrick Blanc calling from Miramar.
Hey, Patrick, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, Ben. I never called in a while, and usually I like to call if I feel I can add to the conversation. I always tell you my observations about how I realize the media, they're more than complicit, they're co-conspirators. But
Mm-hmm.
I went to a friend's house just this weekend on Sunday, a friend who I haven't seen in probably 3 years. And he's always been my most conservative friend. So he is a Trump supporter, and we had a good 2 or 3 hour conversation. And I observed something that maybe I've overlooked in the Trump supporter, or in even you can say the right wingers who are so anti-socialism. So we're talking about socialism, and how he was arguing against socialized medicine and you name it.
Mm.
And what I saw was a certain fear that he had, a certain fear of, I don't want to say a lack of autonomy, but there's a certain fear in accepting a reality that his individual work ethics, his individual education, his individual hard work may not be good enough to get him where he wants to go.
Mm.
There was a fear of accepting that reality that
Ah.
maybe the work that I do is not good enough. Not because he's not hardworking, not because
Yeah.
he's not a person who is a prideful
Interesting.
person, but and I can't, and forgive me for not being able to articulate it,
No, I think I got it.
but it was just,
Go for it. Go ahead.
and usually I try to flesh out my thoughts before I call, but I just called right away
Yeah.
when I heard
Well, let
Umar
me
talking.
let's
It
unpack that.
really, yeah,
No,
go ahead.
no,
You
finish
can
that
maybe
thought.
go
Finish
further
that
than
thought.
I on this one.
Well, okay. So
Yes,
what I'm
and
hearing you. Let me. Okay, we keep trying
no,
to
no,
give
go
it
ahead,
to
go ahead,
each
go
other.
ahead, go ahead.
What the hell is that? Drop my phone. All right. So you're saying that you saw in your friend kind of an antipathy towards his reality, coming to grips, coming to terms with the fact that all of his education, all of his work might not amount to a hill of beans in this system. And I feel if I was in that situation, rather, it reminds me of it seems like a good driver to look down on people who they feel are taking something for the system, right? So if you're aggravated with where you are, you've done this, you've done that, and you're not getting your fair shake, you feel, then your number one enemy is not going to be someone above you who's successful, who's organizing the system around you to keep you from being successful. Your number one enemy is going to be the person underneath you that you feel is taking from the system and getting away with it.
Yes, because to not accept that, I mean, it's easier to go down that road than to accept that I'm not in full control of my economic
Mm,
destiny under this current system. That's a very bleak reality to face. That's a very it's not only is it scary, it makes you angry and that the system is the way it is and it's rigged, and it's a lot to digest. It's much easier to blame someone else for your lack of achievements, particularly for him. He's a physician assistant, went to school, and he's still having a hard time. And there's something
interesting.
fearful to him about facing the system the way it is, and
Mm,
that he is not in control because the system doesn't allow him to prosper economically based on his. It is not a meritorious
meritocracy.
system.
Yeah.
As he it's not what he thinks it is. And I saw a fear of accepting that reality, which I've never spoken to a conservative at length like I did at his house. We spent almost 3 hours talking, and maybe your audience already knew that was my first time seeing that fear that I never
Yeah.
saw before.
I
So I
think
just wanted to call in
yeah.
and say that.
Hey man, thanks for the call, man. It's always a pleasure. I want to break that. I want to break that down into a soundbite also, because I think there's a soundbite in there. And the reason I say it, break it down to a soundbite, because we have to make it simple, right? Um, Somewhere in there is a soundbite about. Here it is. Just tell them point blank. No matter how hard you work, this system has barriers to your success. I think it can even be better than that. No matter how hard you work, you can only go so far in the system. Even better than that, they've They sell you the idea that if you just work hard, you can get to the top. In reality, it's designed to ever keep you from getting to the top. Now, if I could reduce that down to 140 characters, that would be your third soundbite. They want to keep you hustling, keep you working it all your life, thinking all you have to do is work a little bit harder. In reality, it's designed to always keep you working harder without ever getting forward. See, these are complicated ideas, and I think Umar has given us a good challenge. This is the challenge. There are complicated ideas that we need to convey very succinctly, very confidently, and just cut it there. Don't unpack it anymore. Don't go any further. Challenge them to research it for themselves, but plant that one idea so that nothing else can come and take that idea away from them. And I think we might have something we can work with.